Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to vacuum seal lemons. Now if you're sick of lemons going bad in the fridge from going dry, vacuum sealing is a great way to preserve them for long-term storage. So whether you've got your own lemon tree and have an abundance that you're looking to store, or like myself, you found a good deal on lemons at the fruit shop, I'm going to show you two different ways on how to vacuum seal lemons for long-term storage. I've been vacuum sealing for over 8 years now, and I've created this channel to help provide you with some vacuum sealing tips. So today I'm going to go through two different ways to vacuum seal lemons. The first method is going to be slicing the fruit. Now I use this for garnishes and in cooking. The second method, I will be freezing the juice. So for vacuum sealing lemons, you'll need obviously lemons. For the juice method, you'll need a knife, you'll need a lemon juicer, and you'll also need an ice cube tray to freeze the lemon juice. And for vacuum sealing, you'll need a vacuum sealer and vacuum sealing bags. I've opted to use a handheld vacuum sealer for this particular technique because the bags are resealable and it makes it a lot easier and more convenient when you're trying to use smaller portions of lemon juice. I've also done another video reviewing this handheld vacuum sealer that I got from Aldi for $15, so I'll link to it in the description below. Okay, let's get started. The first method I'm going to do is slicing whole lemons. So I want to choose the nicest looking lemons out of the bunch, and then I'll just want to make sure I wash the peel really well and make sure there's no dirt or anything that I don't want vacuum sealed that may affect the storage of them. So these are probably my two best, so I'll wash these and I'll come back. Okay, so I've washed and dried these two. I'm just going to clean my station and then I'll start prepping. Okay, first up, I want to make sure that I pull the ends off. And I want to slice the lemons into about 5mm long slices. I want to try and keep them as consistent as possible, so when they freeze, they fall at a similar rate. Now, as you can see, I've cut through a few of the seeds. Now, you can use a toothpick or the knife to remove these seeds. However, most of the time, I find these don't affect me when I'm using them in my day-to-day cooking. So it's personal preference, and it's up to you what you do with the seeds. Okay, parts like that, I don't use. I'm just going to repeat this with the remainder of the lemons. Okay, now that these are done, I'm going to put them into the vacuum sealing bags. Now, these vacuum sealing bags are reusable. That's why I just like to not write on the bags, just in case I change what's in them. So you can just wash these up by hand after you're done. So I'm going to put all the slices in. I'm going to be mindful to try and keep even layers. Okay, now those are in my bags. I'm just going to clean up my workstation a little bit more and make sure the outside is as dry as possible. Dry the bottom of the bag as well. And then I will grab the device. I want to make sure these are even. And then I'm going to seal the top edge. So I want to make sure this is zipped up and all the air cannot escape. Now I'm going to grab my handheld vacuum sealer and I'm going to just use it gently and keep pulsing it until all the air has escaped from the bag. Now I just want to do this as soft as I can. Because the fruit is fresh, it will extract a lot of the juice if I'm not careful. You can bypass this by freezing the lemons on a sheet pan, just with a bit of baking paper so it doesn't stick. for about 1 to 2 hours beforehand, and then you can use the vacuum seal a lot harder. But for today's purposes, that's probably as far as I want to go, just to make sure that I don't juice out or deform the slices too much. So as with anything, I just want to make sure that it is sealed correctly. I do this every time I vacuum seal. And then now that's good to go straight into the freezer, where it will last up to 12 months, or I can also put it in the fridge and it will last about 3 to 4 weeks without going hard. When you do use it, because these bags are resealable, you just open them up, pull out the slices you need, reseal it, and then just use your handheld vacuum sealer again and just redo that vacuum sealing process to ensure as much air as possible has been removed from it. So I'm going to chuck these in the freezer, and then I'm going to get back onto the next method. Okay, the second method I'm going to show you is how to vacuum seal just lemon juice. So as mentioned before, we're going to need our lemons, we're going to need a juicer, and we're going to need an ice cube tray to freeze the juice before we vacuum seal it. So I'm going to start by halving the lemons. And then I'm just going to want to use my juicer and squeeze as much juice out of them as possible. Now, I like vacuum sealing and freezing my own lemon juice because the stuff in the stores seem to have a lot of preservatives and unnecessary additives. So I like to use fresh lemons, and that way I know exactly what's in it, and it allows me to take a little bit more control of the food additives in my diet. Now, if you have any uses for lemon peels, let me know. Unfortunately, I typically just throw these in my green bin for composting, but I don't really have many uses for them. So if you have any recipes or any uses that you use lemon peels for, let me know in the comments below, and I'd like to find out. Now, these techniques aren't specific to only lemons. You can use these vacuum sealing techniques for all kinds of citrus, limes and oranges. I find they all work the same and last similar amounts of time. Okay, there's quite a bit of pulp and mess in the top there. I'm just going to grab a spoon, get all that juice out, and then I'm going to remove the top, and I'm also going to just get rid of all these lemon peels as well. Now, once again, I'm just going to tidy up my workspace and I'll get ready to freeze them. Okay, now I'm going to pour the lemon juice into this ice cube tray, and I'm going to put it in the freezer for about 2 hours until the cubes are solid, and then I can handle them and put them in the vacuum sealing bag. So because quite a few seeds got into my lemon juice, I'm just going to grab a strainer to make sure none of the seeds and less of a pulp goes into the lemon juice cubes. So now I've got my strainer, I'm going to pour carefully into each of the cubes until they're full. So once again, the pulp's just kind of filling that. So I'm just going to grab a spoon and help that move through the strainer. Okay, now that that's done, I'm just going to put this to the side, and I'm just going to clean up the little areas that I've missed. Okay, I'm going to grab this, chuck it in the freezer, and then I'll be back in about 2 hours. Okay, it's been about 2 hours and the lemon juice is now frozen inside the ice cube trays. So I want to remove this and put it in the vacuum sealer bag. I'm just pulling back the lip on this bag to make it a little bit easier to put the food inside of. Push these directly into the bag. Okay, and I'll close it up and I'll just make sure they're in one flat layer, and the bag is sealed correctly. Now, I like to use lemon juice in quite a few different recipes. I like to use this once I thaw it out in lemon cheesecakes. I also like to add the ice cubes to tea with a bit of honey when I have a sore throat, and I find that works very well. You could also use it in things like lemon meringue, or I also make a drink with frozen watermelon, these lemon cubes, mint, and soda water, which is a nice treat during the summer. So again, I'm just going to use this handheld vacuum sealer. Make sure it's connected firmly on the top of the bag, and I'm just going to run a cycle. Okay, that's done, and it's been vacuum sealed correctly. So again, just make sure you check the top of the bags and that no air is getting in or there's no gaps. And they'll be good to put in the freezer for about 12 months. And again, when you like to go use it, just undo the top of the bag, take out the cubes you need, and then just reseal as you did there. I'm gonna go put this in the freezer and it will last for about 12 months. Okay, so there we have it. That was 2 ways to vacuum seal lemons for long-term storage. We did the slices and we did just for lemon juice. So if you have any uses for lemon, let me know in the comments below what your favorite is, and make sure to subscribe for more vacuum sealing tips. If you're new to vacuum sealing, make sure to check out some of my other videos, including my 11 tips for beginners. Found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe.